That's right.
Hey everybody, working from home today. On account of my brakes went out. Luckily everybody's okay, and luckily I wasn't on the way to a Bob Dylan concert. That would have made me real mad. Car stuff just in general makes me mad. Hey Sarah, hey Mona. Miles is hanging out. Morning, Jim, Chris, Marcia, Wendy, Mona, Martin, Susan, Mary, and Todd. Jim. I think I might have missed Jim there. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Heather. Hey, Laura.
Benny Goodman, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to give you guys some thumbnail versions. If you're not on the Patreon, you get to see it today. At least a little bit.
In the urban room of the Congress Hotel.
Hey, Betsy.
And first of all, one of Irving Berlin's.
Sarah, yes, I plan to do nothing but sit on the couch today up until tour time. But my brakes had different plans. Hey, Terrell. Welcome back. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Diane. Hey, Pamela. I'm missing some people here. Timberly, Roberta, Mary Rose. Hey, Joanne. Susan, that's an excellent question. There I was, driving Ronnie up Ravenswood to get to the metro stop. All of a sudden, the brake lights all come on, and the brakes suddenly get pretty much unresponsive. Not so unresponsive I couldn't pull over, but had to tow it to the dealer, and they have already emailed me saying, we had a customer looking for a car just like yours. We can offer you a great deal. Like this is the 70s or something. Like they didn't warn me about exactly that kind of ruse in 90s economics class. But here's what I did. I told them, I'm only interested in upgrading if you have something that's not white, black, red, or silver. And that kind of ended that, because they don't make cars in other colors than that these days. So yeah, when I got it to the dealer, they said that the brake lights aren't coming on anymore, so we don't know what's going on. But that's a good sign, I think, because they also said, oh yeah, if it's your brakes, that's going to start at $800. Nothing puts me in a worse mood than car stuff, everybody. Nothing. But good morning, everybody. And welcome to, as seen on the mug, Mysterious Chicago. Yeah, glad I was at least on a pretty much empty stretch of no parking road that was really easy for the tow truck to deal with. Hey, Ginger. Oh, good. I'll see you next week, Ginger. Now, this is a 10-year-old car that I'm driving here. That's longer than I think they're usually built. There's a whole Merle Haggard song about it. Morning, Grandma Belle. Hey, Larry, I'll see you Saturday. Awesome. Hey, Todd. Hey, Luann. See a lot of people this weekend, I'm betting. We got a lot going on the next couple of weekends. It's the busy time. I'd planned to just rest today, not wander around dealing with car crap. Luckily, the dealer's walking distance to my house, so that's nice. Hey, Dad. Yeah. I remember the time my car broke down in the middle of like a cow pasture. In the middle of nowhere, Georgia, like 50, 60 cows just wandered up to me. These were not like petting zoo cows. These were like thick ropes of snot hanging off of their nose, pissing loudly. And they did not know a thing about cars. I know because one of them told me it's the alternator. I was like, what? And he said, it's the alternator. So I went to the farmhouse, like, you're not going to believe this. This cow just told me my car broke down and it was the alternator. And the farmer said, oh, don't listen to him. He doesn't know a thing about cars. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, they looked vicious, these cows. And I throw lines around on the Lincoln Park Zoo Ghost Tour that when they built the farm and the zoo, they weren't sure if city kids even knew what a cow looked like. I did know what a cow looked like, but not up close. That's very different. Yeah, they were completely unhelpful. So welcome along, everybody. I think we got a lot of people here. We might as well go ahead and get started. Let us turn the Benny Goodman off. So today, as I have been teasing for some time, is a really good day to be on the Patreon, linked down below. Today on the Deep Research Tour, showing kind of a Holy Grail photo. But, I do like to be inclusive, etc., equitable with everybody here. So even if you're not on the Patreon, I thought I'd at least show you what's going on today. You'll at least get a thumbnail on here. You'll get a much better one on the Patreon, and eventually I'll put it up everywhere else. But patrons get the first crack at these sort of things. But let's talk a little bit. We're working at home today on account of my brakes all went out. And the dealer is already telling me, we just had a customer look for a car exactly like yours. We can offer you an incredible trade-in value on a car that is white, red, silver, or black. So here we are in Lincoln Park. Now, this is one thing that people ask me about sometimes on the Lincoln Park Zoo Haunted History Tours. And sometimes I talk about it, but it's a little ways out of the way to actually walk to. We couldn't do this and the zoo. But right up here, from the old city cemetery days, when Lincoln Park was the old city cemetery from the 1840s and 1850s, you're still seeing things about the bodies being removed in 1873, but for one reason or another, they never moved the tomb of Ira Couch. They redid the landscaping a couple of years ago, so now you got little things outside saying how much it cost, $7,000, how much it weighed, how many carriages it took to bring this limestone in through the city from Lockport. But this, here it is, as filmed a very nice autumn day with all the fog last year. This is the tomb of Ira Couch, a hotel owner in the city. And even in the 1880s, people were having debates about who all is in there. There is never a name on either of the slabs, as far as we know. The earliest picture is 1902. It's not really unusual to have those things be strictly ornamental, though. Having names on the outside of a mausoleum is really not all that common. It was built to hold about a dozen people. Family stories are that it's about half full or half empty, depending on how you look at it. So I used to take people out here all the time, and then one day I realized there was a crack under the door about the size of one's pinky finger. So I developed some really high-tech equipment called the Tomb Snooper 500. This was an iPhone taped to a wire hanger. Really, really well taped to a wire hanger. So here's a bit of the, here's the video. Let's go to the video, shall we? This was done live on a tour one rainy night. I'd already slid it under and gotten a little bit of video, so I had some idea what I was going to see. And I knew that on the inside there was an antechamber, backed by another door, a larger and somewhat more ornate door, that I also believed at the time was made out of metal. It's kind of wobbling here. Very difficult to keep something like that steady. I tried many different models of Tomb Snooper, I assure you. But about the best view I could get of it was Tomb Snooper away. Oh no, have you lost the door here? I believe we might have lost the door. Well, this is one of the early things. Now, on the back, you can see there's this large door with what appeared to be a doorknob of some sort. That was about as good as I could get for the longest time. So, just about a week ago, well, I just did some more filming with this just last month, and didn't really manage to get a lot of good new pictures. I thought I had another one in here. Yeah, there we go. So that's about as good as I could get even now with newer models of iPhone. This was filmed when I was with WTTW. They filmed me filming it, and the Lincoln Park people came out and chatted with me a little bit, and apparently they're very enthusiastic about my work. But then, a couple of weeks ago, Tony sent me this new picture of the couch tomb door, now with bolts all up and down it. So this is a little bit concerning, and it looks like it's now been lowered down a bit, so there's no opportunity to tomb snoop anymore. Our tomb snooping days are over, and I thought, oh boy, did I do that? They had just like watched WTTW filming me hopping the fence and tomb snooping there. They didn't seem to mind it at the time, so finally I wrote to them and said, hey, I'm getting some word about some kind of activity on the couch tomb. Can you give me any intel? And it turns out, oh yeah, we love your work, so we will tell you all what's going on. The Chicago History Museum nearby this recently got a grant to restore the couch tomb, which is very much cracked. I mean, it's fallen apart on the inside. Do I have a better picture of this here? Yeah, if you look in this picture, up at the top of it, there's like plants growing out the top of the thing. So they got a grant to fix it. They even went up on top of it lately, trying to see a better view of what's on the inside of it. They have tried to look in the inside from the top. Haven't really gotten a good view yet, but they're working on like estimates on how to fix the cracks, how to make the door harder to break off, which theoretically people could do. So they did manage to send me some pictures because when they redid that door, that meant they had to take the door off. So tomb snooping may not be possible anymore. But here it is. These are some thumbnails. You can get larger versions of these on the Patreon. But here they are, removing the door. I really wish I'd known when this was happening, because I have, every time I drive by, I take a look and make sure nothing's going on. Make sure nothing has changed. Make sure no tornado came through. Wendy asked, why did Ira Couch change his name to Ira Johnson? I'm not sure. He changed it to Ira Couch Johnson. Some kind of thing. You'd have to ask him about that. Possibly some kind of airship thing. But here they are with the door off and a person inside. Move that around a little bit so you get a better view. And here, showing nearly the door, here's a guy just inside, cleaning out the inside of it. And here we go, everybody. Here it is, at long last, the Holy Grail on the inside. Here's a clear shot of the door. The door turned out to be made entirely of stone. The locking mechanism is apparently of stone. That thing that looked like a doorknob in the pictures is kind of like a nub that probably once held a keyhole cover. Apparently the stone lock would be very, very difficult to work. And also, if it's made of stone, I think that makes it a little more sensible that it might have shifted, it might have warped, it might be a lot harder to open, possibly. It's true that by the 1890s, when James Couch, Ira's brother, died, they couldn't get it open with dynamite, as was the rumor at the time. So once again, very good day to be on the Patreon. Over the course of the last couple of posts on the Monday and Thursday posts, we've had those pictures up, and I've gotten to show, after these things haunting my dreams for so many years, we got to see at least halfway inside of the couch tomb. And attempts have been made to see a little bit more on the inside, which there's always been a little bit of a difference of opinion as to whether they even should. It's like, are we just going to take all the fun out of it? We might just be taking all the fun out of it. I always kind of worry about that. Yes, Sarah, everybody must get stone doors. But there you have it, everybody. Live from my living room today. I was going to go do more Halloween decorations, honestly, but then my brakes went out. And I have to deal with car stuff all day. And they're already trying to get me to just sell to the dealer still. I guess now they're going to offer me some insanely high quote, hoping I'll just decide to trade it in. Just like we were in an economics class about buying a car in the 70s. So, all right, everybody, quick plug for upcoming events, because we do have so much coming up this time of year. We have got tonight, full-length virtual tour about H.H. Holmes, but this is the Drunk History Edition. I've done this tour many times, but I've always been sober before. What will happen when I'm not? And on Saturday, we've got 2 tours at Graceland Cemetery, followed by one on Sunday at Rose Hill Cemetery. And October 28th, 7 p.m., still some seats left on the bus tour. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot for joining me. I'm going to put the Benny on. We'll just kind of leave that up for a second, along with the Patreon link. And we'll just hang out for a bit. I need your company today. Like, nothing makes me madder than having to deal with car stuff. Other stuff, when it makes me mad, I can handle it better. I know how to fight back better. Car stuff, it's hopeless. My heart. Oh, good thing I didn't already put my new stickers on there. I don't know why I thought I should move it to take it to the dealer. It's close. It's walking distance to my house. That's important, but... Oh, Larry, yeah, I'm feeling mostly better today. Almost entirely. Christine, well, you can watch the H.H. Holmes talk tonight at the Lombard Historical Society, or you can watch me do it drunk. Now, that one we saw that was going to be at the Glusner House on the Prairie Avenue tour, apparently at the end of it, somebody asked him about how accurate it was, and he said, well, if you want a really accurate version, read this Adam guy's book. It's spot on. So I'm glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that. Okay, well, my mileage is pretty high, but it's a Prius. They run forever. Unless something goes wrong with the brakes. Julianne, I was going to do a couple of Oak Woods tours this month, but I just ended up with too much on my plate. I just couldn't do it.
Benny Goodman goes way back and gets a lot of rhythm out of Walk, Jenny Walk. Benny Goodman and his orchestra.
All right. I should be hearing from the dealers very soon. One thing I'll say, the app for State Farm is nice. I like this. Ronnie says I should see what they have to say about trade-in value. But I know a ruse when I see one. I told him in the dealership I'm holding out to get another car until they make them in other colors again. Earl Scheib is out of business, so he'll no longer paint your car for $99.95. We used him for the weird Chicago bus back in the old days. He charges a little more than $99.95, but it wasn't that much. Yeah, then I get Blue Book value updates now and then. It's a 10-year-old car that's pretty dinged up. It's a city car, you know. Hey, Ava. Tea in Coffin's Wood. Yeah, that'd be a good show. Tea in Coffin's Wood. They fight crime. I just found some references today of John W. Francis, who would eventually be Edgar Allan Poe's doctor, among other accomplishments, like stealing George Frederick Cook's skull. Used to give people tours of Trinity and St. Paul's churchyards. He'd like walk around and tell you the stories of all the people in the tombs. Well, that's why I thought the guy was interesting. He was a cemetery tour guide too. Yeah, hope you're better on Sunday, Larry. Well, all right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining me. I intended to just kind of relax and recover today, as my voice was feeling pretty rough last night. But several cups of throat coat tea later, I am feeling a bit better. I'm going to relax as much as I can while dealing with car crap. Nothing makes me madder than that. So, I mean, there's worse things that can happen in the world. It could have been a much worse situation having the brakes suddenly go out when I happen to have an easy place to pull over and close to the dealer and all. Susan, I also finished House of Uther. I liked the last episode the best out of all of them, probably. But, stuff that takes place in a corporate world is just not as cool as stuff that takes place in an old haunted house. That's all there is to it. But all right, everybody, I will see you back tonight for the Drunken H.H. Holmes tour. I know you guys had a really good time with the Drunken Ghost tour a few months ago, so I've been waiting on this one. So thanks a lot for joining me, everybody. I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago, telling everybody to stay safe and stay strong, and of course, if you can, stay spooky, everybody.